But on to the next part of our show, the Game of the Week segment, which is pretty popular, and we all like to talk about this kind of thing. So I had the three of us pick three different games this week. So we're going to start with Mr. Handy, who picked the Bills-Bengals, which I believe is a Monday night affair. So we're going to have to wait all the way to Monday for that one. But Anthony, Bills-Bengals, tell us why you picked it. What's the deal?
Look, man, it's real simple. This is AFC playoffs rematch right here. If you got Josh Allen, I mean, their stats: Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, two of quite possibly both of them, I would say, are in the top five in terms of active quarterbacks in the league right now. Josh Allen at over four. I mean, their stats are almost identical if you look at their stat line. They're both a hair over 4,000 yards. They both got just over 30 touchdowns. They've both thrown just over 10 INTs. The only big glaring difference is Joe Burrow's QBR is a little bit lower than Josh Allen's. But other than that, they're both killing the game right now. They're both won 6 of their last 7 or 7 of their last 8. This is the thing that we've been looking for. Remember, I've been talking about the mediocre football that the NFL has been putting in front of our faces in prime time all season long. This is the marquee game right here. This game right here will quite possibly determine who will wind up being in the, I mean, not determined per se, because it's, it's not but because they're not in the same division. But we could very well be looking at a game that will show us who's going to be in the AFC Championship coming a little bit later on down the line. So that's it for me. I've tried. Y'all asked me when we talked about me coming on the roundtable, I said I'm going to make a concerted effort. I don't watch a lot of pro ball. I'm definitely a college guy. And it has been hard for me to watch some of these games. It has been hard to watch these games this year. So this is one I'm going to be in front of my TV set. I'm going to have my popcorn ready. I'm going to have it. Well, I won't have no hen dog, but I'm going to have me a Black and Mild. I'm going to have to go outside and smoke it. I might even smoke up some ribs because that's the kind of game that we got that we looking at right here this coming Monday. And that's go ahead. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, and then sit in the chair and pass out.
Right, that's right. And go to sleep.
It just
pretty much.
Like what?
Wait a minute. Who told you about that? Or did I tell y'all about
You
that?
You did.
Oh yeah.
You did,
well,
right.
I'm not gonna be sitting in here. I'm not gonna be sitting in here because
Right.
I will pass out if I said this is so. Y'all don't know this stuff is so soft. You lay back.
I bet it is.
It's like sleeping on a cloud.
What is that, velvet? That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. What is that? Hey, it's Kunta Kinte. Anyway, go ahead.
There we go. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. So, Sean, you, of course, went with your beloved team, fighting for that playoff spot there. They're in that 7th position currently. And I think, so you got Commanders, Browns this week is what you picked. Give us what you got, man. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, no, this is going to be an interesting one. This is one that before I had been really kind of hyped for because I felt like we were going to be making a run later in the year. I also thought we were going to beat the Giants and not lose and tie to them. So this now becomes uber important, especially with our last loss where we lost by 17 to San Francisco, which is a quality San Francisco team, but it brings up a number of questions. One being who will start at quarterback, Carson Wentz or Taylor Heineke. Taylor started, he was 6-1 in 7 games. And then in the last 3, he's 0-2-1. You know what I mean? So he's always kind of been like this. But the issue is that he's kind of like a Fitz magic turn Fitz tragic. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, here we go again. So now we're going to figure out who's to start. But honestly, this is one of these games that we need to win. We're still somewhat in the driver's seat, but we got a couple other teams next to us. You're going to talk about a team that I definitely need to lose to kind of potentially knock them out of playoff contention. The Browns are no slouch. We know about that running game. They have a solid defense. Jadeveon Clowney is questionable, but still you got Myles Garrett. Still you got some beast over there. So we're going to have to stick to our running game. We're going to have to put it in the air, but our defense is going to have to create turnovers. And look, we're going to see, man. This is a game that if at this point in the year, I was very interested to see what it was going to come. We know that Deshaun Watson is going to be in there. And the issue is that Sean does not look like the same Deshaun Watson from before. He looks like, somebody that's had this time off and that's been struggling, has dealt with some of these things. So it's going to be interesting to see which one shows up and if they kind of take the ball out of his hands and run the ball and go from there. But right now we need to get this W. We absolutely need to get this win. And we're going up on New Year's Day against a solid Browns team that, might technically be out of the playoffs, but I mean, they're still playing for something and they're still kind of trying to build on what they have. So this is a must win and I'm looking forward to it. Right now, we're kind of slight favorites, like I think -2.5. And the over under is 40.5. So I could see it being a 23-19 type of game where we can pull it out late. But it's going to be stressful. It's just one of those where I'm just like, and then it's like, do you want to go to the playoffs? Do you not want to go to playoffs? It's right. We're in the middle. So that's where we're at, man.
No, I totally get that. And I took Jets Seahawks mainly because, again, it may not be the most entertaining game to watch per se, because at both times the offenses of both teams have struggled, and at other times they've both played magnificently. Now, my understanding is that Mike White is going to be back at quarterback this week. He was cleared to play, and that Zach Wilson will not play. So, I mean, again, the Jets can't figure out what they want to do there. You got a number 2 pick that you keep kind of rolling back and forth. You got Mike White, so he's, like I said, he's scheduled to start this week from my understanding. And then Seattle, of course, the other side is Seattle with Geno Smith. Here's my thing. I don't, the Seahawks, to me, everybody needs to give Pete Carroll props. Losing Russ, he never, ever flinched, and he has made it. And again, you're right. Naming Geno the quarterback has been good for the Seahawks, obviously. Geno has had a career resurgence. He's led his team to where they are now. They're fighting for that playoff spot. And they take on a Jets team that is kind of in disarray right now. So again, and with the weapons he's got, he's still got Lockett and Metcalf, and like I said, the defense has shown great flashes at times this year. And I actually like the Seahawks. I mean, I think we're all still, as far as Pete Carroll goes, I have other issues with Pete Carroll that I will not get into now because that's a whole other discussion. But USC, I mean, back to NFL, we're just going to go ahead and leave that alone for now. But I really feel like Washington win, Bengals. Oh, okay, so we got a predictions here. We got Seattle Seahawks lose, Washington wins, and the Bengals win. So there we go. We got predictions. But I think this actually will be a good game. You got two teams that are really fighting for those playoff spots, those last spots in their respective conferences for playoff games. And again, Mike White at times has shown that he can be the man, and he's got some weapons there himself. So I don't know. I thought this would be an interesting game. Again, I don't know what kind of game we're going to get out of either team, but I assume they're both going to fight because they're both fighting for those playoff spots. But if I had to pick, I would actually go with Seattle. I think the Jets just have too much going on behind the scenes with everything that's going on there. I just feel like Seattle, gets their act together, wins this game, and keeps their hopes alive for one more week. Again, depending on what Sean's team does, because again, with that tie, they have one less loss than everybody else. Yeah. So with only 6 losses, the Washington Commanders, like you said, they win this week. I think they're pretty much in because that gives them still one, then every other team would have help. 8 losses and they would have 6, right? So that would pretty much do it for Washington.
We need Seattle, Green Bay, and I think Detroit to lose. We need all 3
is that
of those.
What it is?
If all 3 of those teams lose and we win, then we're in.
That's just to clinch this week, right? Just to clinch this week, though, right? Yeah. Because you still would be a game ahead of them, even if they all won, because they have 8 losses, don't they? You guys only have 6. Or you have 7 now. You're right. You lost last week, so you're 7-7-1. Yeah, my mistake. Sorry. So, so you're 1 game ahead of them. Right, so you need them all to lose and you to win to make that a possibility, right? So, again, it should be a great weekend, again, of football. There's a lot of interesting matchups. I picked 3 for later on in Nick's picks, but there's a lot of games I stayed away from because I just wasn't sure that I should go there. But we'll talk about that later.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.